Far across the trackless sea from Faerun lies the forgotten continent of Maztica, a world of obsidian pyramids, jungle empires, and thunderous gods. Here, jaguar knights stalk the moonlit undergrowth, eagle warriors soar beneath sacred banners, and masked plumber weavers whisper feathers into spells. Human clans, tabaxi wanderers, and even the ancient bat folk of the night skies dwell in harmony or blood feud beneath an ever-burning sun. From the shadows of the jungle rise feathered serpents and deathless guardians, while foreign invaders carve through the canopy with steel and fire. In Maztica, magic is sacred, monsters are divine, and every life is an offering to gods who walk the earth. Before the world was measured and charted, before Faerun's sailors glimpsed jungle shores beyond the western horizon, there was only the true world, Maztica, ancient and whole. It is a land shaped by blood and prayer, carved by gods who walk as beasts and crowned with temples that kiss the stars. From the divine sky home, the gods descended: Qotal, the feathered serpent, bringer of peace and learning; Zaltec, the obsidian blade of war and sacrifice; and their sister Maztica, who gave her name to the land itself. In a time before memory, these siblings birthed creation in struggle and balance. Their conflict set fire to the skies, colored the rivers with sacrifice, and planted the seeds of empire in jungle soil. When the gods withdrew, mortals remained behind to shape their own fate. The Payit people rose first, gentle and wise, ruled by the priest-kings of xixchil, a city of golden towers and deep magic. In their prime, they built the great sky home, a towering pyramid so vast it mirrored the god's own celestial hall. This golden age, known as the Pulse of Maztica, spread harmony across the land until ambition and zeal cracked it open. The cult of Zaltec grew in the south, hungry for blood and power. His rites promised strength through sacrifice, and in time, the jaguar banners of his priesthood challenged the peace Qotal had given. What followed were generations of war and betrayal. The gods themselves withdrew, their voices silenced, their relics buried, but the jungle remembers. The wind still carries the whisper of Qotal's feathers, the stone still bleeds when the wrong name is spoken, and in the shadow of broken temples, warriors dream of fire and feather, waiting for the gods to stir again. Maztica is vast. 6 great nations and countless tribes, each shaped by blood, belief, and boundary. xixchil once reigned supreme. In its verdant valley under the watch of majestic volcanoes, the xixchilans forged a mighty empire ruled by revered counselors, warrior kings who led sacred feathered wars and raised pyramids to Zaltec. But as pride grew, cracks spread in the empire's foundations. To the east stretches Payit and Far Payit, homelands of a scholarly people, gifted artisans, astronomers and plumer wielders who revered Qotal and built soaring spires to the sky. Their golden age brightened jungles and learning, but fell to ambition and war. South and west lie the nations of Huacli, Kultaka, Qotal, and Pezelak, each with its own customs and politics. Huacli's coastal city-states rule by hereditary clans. In Kultaka, war chiefs dominate, forming the continent's toughest armies. Qotal guards the western desert with steadfast resolve, while Pezelak serves as a spiritual crossroads, its citizens steeped in devotion. Beyond these lie tribal lands, the dog people in the sands of xixchil, renowned for stealth and desert survival, and the jungle-dwelling tabaxi, batfolk, and wild lesser races, practicing shamanism and dream magic. Even couatls and jaguar sprits dwell hidden in forgotten woods. Everything changed when Captain General Cordell led his Golden Legion across the sea. With steel, cavalry, and magic, they seized Ulatos, burned their ships, and marched west, founding Helmsport as a base of foreign rule. Maztica became a land of uneasy rule. Foreign lances in ancient courts, Amnian merchants lining jungle paths, and plague and rebellion stirring under green canopies. In Maztica, identity is forged in the fires of tradition and the breath of the gods. Bloodlines carry history, but it is through deed, discipline, and devotion that one's worth is proven. The dominant peoples are the Mazticans, humans of varied nations and clans, from the golden-skinned scholars of Payit to the obsidian-armored warriors of Nexal. Each culture is shaped by its patron deity, its region, and its ancestral legacy. Across the land, however, other races have long claimed their own domains. The Tabaxi, agile feline folk, dwell in jungle fringes, their tribes steeped in song, speed, and mysticism. In shadowed cliffs and cave cities, the mysterious winged batfolk of the high Huacli cliffs, a people whose likeness stirs whispers of ancient spirits, serve dark gods and echo ancient rituals. In the arid wastes roam the dog people of xixchil, gifted in stealth and endurance, and scattered among the forgotten places are feathered Aarakocra, reptilian lizard folk, and spirits given form. Magic is not learned from books. It is born from faith and breath. The divine orders divide into pluma weavers and hishna shapers, drawing their power from sacred materials rather than arcane formulae. Pluma weavers are artisans of divine beauty who craft magic from feathers, song, and ritual. Serving Qotal, their creations bring healing, protection, and flight, weaving the celestial into every thread. Hishna shapers, by contrast, are dark crafters who mold curses, poison, and death from bone and fang. In service to Zaltec, their hishna is primal, painful, and feared, magic born from blood and will. Traditionally, each path stands apart. Few dare to blend the rival magics of feather and fang. Among the warriors, those who bind themselves to oaths and sacred combat are known as Eagle Knights and Jaguar Warriors. Eagle Knights, holy champions of Qotal, fight with honor and grace. Clad in feathered armor, they wield both blade and light pluma magic, defending justice with divine purpose. Jaguar Warriors, savage champions of Zaltec, are cloaked in jaguar pelts and thirsting for war. They strike with fury, enhancing their bodies through deadly hishna magic, glorifying battle as sacred sacrifice. Both orders are revered and feared for their discipline, combat prowess, and divine backing. Here, to live is to serve something greater, God, tribe, or the eternal rhythm of the land. And whether your path is drawn in gold or blood, the gods are always watching. Maztica's heartbeat is divine. Each god shaped the world and walks its forest and fire. In the dawn of time, Maztica, the Earth Mother, birthed her children. Qotal, the feathered serpent of peace and pluma lore, and Zaltec, the obsidian warrior of war and hishna magic. Among their siblings were Azul, twin to Tezca, twin gods of water and rain, and of fire and sun, as well as Kultaka, the mountain's heart, Xixchil, goddess of love, Huacli, spirit of growth, Nula, keeper of beasts, and Aha, breeze and sky guide. During the fierce gods' war atop the pyramid of Tehuacca, rivalries erupted in sacrifice and battle, blood and beauty in equal force. Though Zaltec once slew Maztica, his exile was not final. His heart throbbed in mortal worship, fueled by blood metal rituals and the rise of hishna shapers. Against him, Qotal and the pluma weavers wove peace, weaving feathers instead of fang, balance made manifest through ritual. The reign of Azul and the blaze of Tezca judge all who walk beneath the open sky. To live in Maztica is to walk between gods and monsters. Life flows from sacrifice and song, rain and flame, feather and fang. Every mountain and temple, every creature and storm, each bears the mark of a god's breath, visible and unseen. In the land of Maztica, the wilds are alive with more than beasts. They pulse with the breath of gods and the bones of old empires. Each region whispers its own warning, guarded by monsters born of myth and magic, steeped in blood and divine purpose. In the verdant depths of the emerald jungles, the skies shimmer with the passage of the couatl, radiant serpents whose iridescent wings cast light like stained glass. Their minds are old, bound to prophecy and the will of Qotal, and their presence is both blessing and warning. Trespassers who threaten the balance vanish beneath coils that gleam with divine justice. From the tangled riverbanks and flooded groves, the dreaded couatl emerges, part crocodile, part nightmare. With a hand-tipped tail and pale yellow eyes, it lures the unwary with cries mimicking children or lovers, only to drag them beneath the water. When the corpse surfaces, it is always missing eyes and teeth, offerings to something deeper still. High in the cloud peaks, where shrines cling to mist-draped cliffs, the chak prowl. Spirit jaguars of wind and storm, each one bears a single glowing eye, red, green or blue, channeling elemental fury tied to the god Azul. They protect sacred paths and demand blood before revealing ancient truths hidden in thunder. When monsoons darken the skies, villagers pray the storm does not carry a couatl. These twin-headed dragons of storm and flood ride the clouds like kings, one head whispering in ice, the other roaring in steam. Lightning coils around their bodies like serpents, and entire valleys have vanished beneath the floods they summon. To the west, beyond the jungles, lie the burning sands of the Tehuatl desert, home to the cruel and cunning Xixchil, scorpion folk that walk like warriors and strike like assassins. They build hives beneath ruined temples and salt-swept cliffs. Their venom seeps not only into flesh, but into dreams, and their stingers are said to carry curses older than the gods. In Maztica, the wind carries memory. The rivers remember war, the mountains remember prayer, and the jungles remember blood. From sun-drenched ziggurats to mist-veiled caves, every stone whispers the legacy of gods, warriors, monsters, and the mortals caught between them. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this journey through forgotten worlds. The tale continues beyond the mists of the Western Ocean, where night never truly ends. A cursed realm of crumbling manors, ancient vampires, and lands shaped by fear awaits. Join us next time as we descend into the haunted realm of Ravenloft.